It was a good day. Can't complain. Good day at work. Everything went as planned. It's a good Wednesday.
Nice.
But before we go too far into our 299 predictions, I'd have to say we did all right for fight night 87. Wasn't
Oh
it
yeah, you
87?
smacked?
No, I'm saying like I didn't win any money, which is I guess not a good thing. But I'm saying like our reads, like just flat out picking the fights, we did pretty good. Like
Yeah.
me and you both said it for the main event. If Shamil Gaziev did not finish him in the first 3 rounds, I said it.
Yeah.
Jairzinho Rosenstruck will win that fight. And yeah, 4th round TKO, whatever. I firmly believe he just didn't want to be there. He got hit with something
Yeah.
in the eye and he didn't get up off the stool. And I instantly thought of Yoel Romero versus Tim Kennedy when he didn't want to get up off the stool. But
Yeah.
fight was over. No, I didn't. I don't think I even really cashed on that much, to be honest with you. I don't have any screenshots, so that's probably telling me I didn't do too hot. Oh,
There was
no,
some highlight on the MMA Hour, that show, that I saw somebody shared like one of their bets they had. They put like $50 for Rosenstruck to win by like KO in the fourth. And so since technically he didn't, decide to start the next round, that's what it was, I guess. So they won like 2 grand. I was
that's
like,
pretty
dang,
good.
just hard pounded.
Remember when you said it, Dill? You said Rosenstruck 5th round knockout.
Should have,
I was like, dude, could you
should have,
imagine though you would have been this close? If that fight would
right?
have been on into the, well, it would have been the 5th round. He would
Yeah.
have knocked him out. I think he would have finished him. All I
And
gotta
they're
say,
almost gonna let him go, but then good thing Mark Goddard was like, "No, we need the translator." And you're like, "I need to know what they're saying now." I mean, and good call on him. Like that's good roughing right there.
absolutely, I agree, dude. No, you're right. It was great, and Mark Goddard wasn't taking nothing. He's like, "All right, you're done." Because he's like, "I
Yeah,
want to know what he's saying to him," and then he didn't get up, and he's like, "All right, you're done."
yeah,
That was pretty cool. I'll say this, and then we can move on. Uh, I had Ludovic Klein by KO. Christian Leroy Duncan inside the distance. Steve Urseg inside the distance. Vitor Petrino by TKO or decision. He went to decision. And then I had Muhammad Makaya by submission, and then Shamil Gaziev moneyline. So I got like 4 out of the 6, but it's like Muhammad Makhachev does not look like, if he fights Pantaggio, I'm betting the house on Pantaggio.
yeah,
He is not beating Pantaggio and taking that belt, dude. He looked not good. I mean, I know Alex Perez is a bona fide UFC fighter and he's good and all, but he couldn't do anything. He just kept taking his back and he didn't look great. Overall, when we come on here and we just talk about our bets, most of our picks, who you think's gonna win the fight, that happened. So I wish we would just bet
yeah.
what we're, just pick what we're betting, but it's tough. And then you see all the underdogs and whatnot. But dude, further ado,
And how about Oliveira, dude? That was
Maz,
nasty. You're gonna see that flying knee for years to come on promo and marketing things. Like we haven't seen a flying knee like that since Masvidal and Askren.
yeah,
That was gnarly. And the way he set it up beforehand, just moving kind of to the left and 1-2 and then jump, boom.
dude. No, you're right. That knockout was vicious. And I had Sopaj winning that fight as an underdog. He won 2 rounds. We
Yeah,
got into the 3rd round, and then Oliveira just turned it up on. Well, he turned it up on him at the end of the second, but dude, that knockout was brutal. And that's a young 23-year-old kid that just took a vicious knockout. I thought he was possibly dead. The way he just
right,
fucking face
right.
planted sitting on the canvas, crazy dude. He Last thing about this, and then we'll move on. I saw him and Umar Nurmagomedov were tweeting to each other, talking about fighting each other or something. Like, oh, I don't know why Umar would want to fight him, but anyway. Without further ado, we can move on to 299 because it's a banger card. We got 14 fights on it. And all I gotta say, would you want to start at the main event and work our way down to the first fight, or do you want to go first fight to the main?
Doesn't matter to me. I'll follow your lead.
Alright, dude. I guess we'll just stick with what we got. Honestly, the first fight, I don't have to say too much other than Joanne Wood versus Morose. And this is a rematch. These girls fought in like 2015. And personally, I don't have a great read on this. I just know I heard Joanne Wood talking about retiring after this fight, so that leans me 100% to Morose. She already submitted her like 5-6 years ago, and I'm gonna pick Morose to win this fight, and I'm not betting on it at all. I'll just enjoy it. It's the first fight on the card.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, Wood, she's 38. The only thing is Morose, she's got 2 losses. I mean, she's coming off 2 losses, so hopefully she can get a win here.
True.
But yeah, I'm gonna stay away. I don't even know if I'll watch or not. Maybe I will. Just try to warm up or something.
Yeah, this fight is just a curtain jerker just to get it started, and then hops right into the next fight, CJ Vergara versus Alimbayev, and he's a big prospect coming in, dude. He's on a what's good is he on 14 fight win streak, and this guy, he's a finisher, primarily submission. Crazy odds right now. He's a minus 440 favorite, heavy favorite to the plus 340 underdog. And CJ Vergara has like glimpses of promising moments, but not against this guy, dude. This guy will be fighting for the belt soon. I mean, he's 30 years old, not ideal. CJ's 32, but yeah, he's a heavy favorite, rightfully so. Vergara's also going to be the bigger guy though, 2 inches taller, and he's going to have a 3-inch reach on him. Tapology though, 93% to Vergara's 7.
Yeah. And look at that healthy chunk by submission. So I'm definitely going to put that in a parlay somewhere. I mean, I don't know where yet, but I'm definitely putting in a Sue by something.
I like that, dude.
Yeah.
I really like that. And shout out to Diehard MMA podcast guy, Clint. He has a massive bet on Alimbayev, just money line, and our next fight, the 6'7", 87-inch reach heavyweight. All his fights been stopped in like seconds of the first round.
Is this that new guy they like just signed?
Yeah, dude. This guy was a bronze medalist kickboxer in some country. He's a little older now, but yeah. Not
That's
just
right.
came over to finish that fight off. We're both picking Alimbayev. I mean, heavy favorite, rightfully so, and like just like you said, I'm gonna be picking Alimbayev submission or decision prop because I think that's how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Alright, we can move on to the next because there's a lot of good fights. And like we were just saying, getting into this fight, you got this guy making his UFC debut, the big boy, air quote nickname, versus Josh Parisian. And Josh Parisian, he lost to Jamal Pose, which our boy Tom lost to Jamal as well. Close fight. And then he got Kimura by Martin Budai, which last weekend Shamil Gaziev knocked out Martin Budai. So it's just crazy how that all falls into place. Personally, if you're losing to Martin Budai, who's a bona fide heavyweight, but nothing like this guy. This guy's a giant. Doesn't even reach out of the first round. But it also does give concern what if Robelis gets on his back because no one's went to take him down. Josh Parisian probably isn't the guy to do it. I think it's flat out. I mean, this guy's got an 8-inch reach advantage, and he knocks out everyone in the first round. Josh Parisian is just another one on his hit list. I'll be parlaying in him too. He's too big for a money line. How about you?
No, same thing. Yeah, I'm excited to watch this one. This will be good. Watching fireworks pop off, get it going. Yeah. I'm probably the same thing. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet, though, but I'll put it somewhere.
I like it. I'm going to share this. We can go. There we go. Yeah, dude. I think that one's just like a gimme for sure. Not a gimme. That's what I already said though. Josh Parisian, if he implements any kind of grappling up against the fence and is doing well with it and keeps him on this guy's back foot and wears on him and tires him out, and if he gets him on the ground, I mean, we could see Josh Parisian. I don't know. It's you know how it goes, dude. He's 4-0 in mixed martial arts and he's joining the UFC. The best guys in the best organization. It is what it is.
You never know though with UFC with debuts, you know.
Yeah, and especially UFC heavyweights. I mean, these guys hit so hard, and Parisian can head kick you and all that. I mean, he's just fighting. I just think he's getting sacrificed to the wolf, though, man. I mean, this is what the UFC does. If they're not super high on you, and they're not seeing a lot of future and prospect in you, that you're probably gonna get one of these fights, you know.
The sacrificial lamb.
Exactly. So I'm picking him. So are you. Probably parlay them. Moving on to the fourth. Felipe Lins versus Kutulaba. And this fight was actually, I'm pretty sure they were supposed to fight each other and it fell out. This is like literally a pick'em fight, and it doesn't even show the odds on here for some reason, unless I'm missing it. But anyway, either way, this fight, dude, I'm staying far away from it.
Yeah.
Here's what's gonna happen. Either Ian Cutelaba knocks out Felipe Lins in the first round, or he gasses out trying, and Felipe Lins is either going to ground and pound him or submit him. And I don't trust Felipe Lins' chin. He's been knocked out 4 times. I don't trust Kutulaba's chin or his gas tank to bet either of these guys. I'm just going to grab a fireball and popcorn and sit back and enjoy this one.
The site that we use right now, their odds are Kutulaba minus 130 and then Lins plus 110.
You said what's Lins plus what?
110.
Okay. You can get Felipe Lins at plus money. But like I said, I don't trust Felipe Lins'. I don't trust either of these guys' chin right now at where they're at in their career. And both these guys got big power.
Yeah.
I do have to say though, if people come here to get a bet, I'd probably bet Felipe Lins. Just based off Kutulaba, his last few fights, he's been knocked out. He got knocked out bad by Ankalaev. He's been submitted by guys like Johnny Walker, Ryan Spann. He lost to Kenny Njoku, which I don't think that guy's highly of him anymore. Anyway, dude, I don't know. He barely won against Devin Clark. Devin Clark's on his way out the door of the UFC after his performance. I'm staying away from this fight, but I got Felipe Lins. So, moving on to the next fight, the 5th fight. Michel Pereira versus Michael Olichuk. And this fight, dude, gets it really interesting because Michael Pereira, the flashy, dancing type of guy that getting in the octagon and doing all that stuff, he is moving up now back to middleweight. He was a big welterweight. It took a toll on him to make that weight. And he's also known to gas out. Well, now he's putting on his normal weight. I gotta say, dude, I'm taking the year younger Michael Olichuk out of Poland for that Polish power. And my cat just jumped up on my lap, and that's all I needed for me to. Here she is. That's all I needed. She jumped up there. She's my little tinfoil hat. We're picking Michael Olichuk, dude. But then you look at Tapology. 81% of people are picking Pereira because you know why?
Yeah.
People know Pereira. Not a lot of people know this Olichuk dude. But Olichuk he's going to be the slightly bigger guy, in my opinion. He fills out the middleweight. And here's the thing. He lost to Kyle Baral. That guy's a prospect in the middleweight division. He could be champ someday. Knocked out Cody Brundage in the first round. Knocked out Sam Alvey, which it's not like those guys are super to write home about, but beat the brakes off Chidi Njokuani 6 months ago. I mean, beat the crap out of him, dude. And when you're, I look at Michael Pereira and his flashy style, it's very fun to watch and everything, but it's also, he's a gas tank. It's super suspect, dude. He went to a decision with Andre Fiallo, which I thought he lost that fight. And then he had a split decision against Ponzinibbio. It could go either way. And then he beat the crap out of Andre Petrosky and actually finished him. And that's all at welterweight. Now he's moving up to bigger guys that hit just as hard, if not harder than him. That's my opinion. I'm probably going to be parlaying a little something with Olachuk. How about you?
You kind of swayed my opinion on this one. So I think I might go with the Polish guy.
Yeah?
I don't know. I got to do a little more research on it. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm a big Michael Pereira fan.
My biggest thing, dude, Pereira, he's definitely get powerful, and now he's gonna be up a weight class. Could that power carry over to middleweight? Is his gas tank gonna be any better because he gasses out, and like if he's doing all that flashy shit and it doesn't land? And I've seen Michael Olachuk take a solid left hook by JD Nuchikwani, and he kept pushing forward and then murdered him, like stone cold, knocked him out cold. So he'll take a punch to give one. He's not afraid of it, and it seems to be doing him fine so far. But that's one thing I'm worried about. If he does that against Pereira, it could be a night. But I think he's gonna be the bigger guy. He's been fighting at middleweight his whole career, and it's that Poland power, dude. He's training with Jan. I think it's real. All right. I think that's going to be a fun fight. Probably parlaying him. Moving on to the sixth fight. Pedro Munoz versus Kyler Phillips. The sixth fight of the night. And there's 14 fights on tap. That just tells you how many good fights there are, dude.
3 Bantams on here, too.
Yeah.
This is the first one.
Good point. There's a lot of implications on this card for bantamweights. So Pedro Munoz, Kyler Phillips. This will also be a great fight. Pedro Munoz is the underdog coming in at plus 185 to Pedro Munoz, plus 185 to Kyler Phillips, minus 225 favorite. He's going to be, 9 years younger, which is crazy. Kyler Phillips, if you break down him first, in my opinion, he's got very good footwork, and he sticks on the outside a lot, but he also has a suspect gas tank, and that's one thing that Pedro Munoz does not have, is a suspect gas tank. And he can take a hit, dude. He can take a hit, and he has a very sneaky guillotine, actually. Like, being this slightly smaller guy with the smaller reach, he gets you with the arms, and he sinks in a guillotine if he wants it. Like, you're gonna be tapping or you're going to sleep. I probably will be staying away from this fight, honestly. It's like a split. It's 58% Phillips, 42% Munoz on Tapology. And I could see it going either way. Kyler Phillips has a 7-inch reach advantage on Pedro Munoz, which is crazy to think he has a 72-inch reach advantage at bantamweight. And he's a much younger guy. I probably have to edge it to Kyler Phillips, but I'm not betting on that for a reason, because Pedro Munoz is the guy that will probably take your money when you're betting against him against just slightly lower competition. I mean, he's fought Marlon Vera, he knocked out Cody Garbrandt, he beat Chris Gutierrez, who's a big prospect. He's fought Dominic Cruz. He lost to Jose Aldo.
Bob Font's on that list too.
He fought Sean O'Malley. I mean, he's fighting all these dogs, but here's the thing. He's 37 now. I don't think he's going to get knocked out, but I think he's just a little slower than he used to be. So my final pick will be Kyler Phillips, but I'm not betting this because I don't have a ton of... I could see Pedro Munoz being that dog in this fight. He's a pretty good sized dog. Might be one of the underdog pick of the week. I'm going to start doing that segment now where me and you pick both of ours underdog pick of the week. At the end of the show, or whenever your pick comes up, you just let me know. And he's in my contention. I got 2 on my list, and I'm gonna narrow it down at the end. All right. So I do have to say that Pedro Munoz, if he is gonna be my underdog pick of the week, I might just moneyline bet him something like $100 just flat out, dude. Just throw my money where my mouth is, you know? Like, just believe in the gut, because Pedro Munoz literally could be that guy, dude. Like, I know you know what he's made of. He's so hard to finish, and Kyler Phillips is a little sloppy sometimes, and he hasn't been battle tested against somebody like Pedro Munoz, you know? I don't know, dude. But he did beat Song Yadong 2 years ago, which is crazy to think of. I forgot about that. Kyler Phillips beat him, so it's like, I don't know. How about you, bro?
I think Phillips is on the up. I think this is going to be one of his tests too, and I think he's going to succeed. This is going to be one of the fights where I'm going to be like all night, and if I put on like this, would be the one I'm scared of. But I think I'm going to go with Phillips. He comes from the MMA lab with the shoe show, so I think he's around kind of the same talent, some of the same staff. They're giving him all them pointers. So I think he's going to take it. I'm going with Phillips. And I also was a big fan of this interview when he was out there for 5 weeks.
I like it. So we're both probably going to be picking Kyler Phillips in this fight. He's a younger guy, yeah, everything we said. So, all right, that's good stuff. But like I said, I'm not going to skim over it. Pedro Munoz could be the guy to upset everybody on a Kyler Phillips parlay.
Very likely.
Moving on to the next fight, though. 7th fight, and this is the craziest statistic I have to say. Rafael dos Anjos. This is his 2nd fight ever in the UFC where he's on a preliminary card. 2nd in his career. First one was his UFC debut. He's never been on a prelim card since his debut until today. That just shows you how deep this card is, which I love it. So Gamrot versus Dos Anjos. Dos Anjos is coming in at a plus 280 underdog to Mateus Gamrot at minus 355 favorite, which I believe on our apps, and I was looking earlier today at lunch when we were working. Let me see what it's ballooned up to, because I think it's way bigger than that. Yeah, minus 425 favorite, which is massive, and a lot of people are seeing what we're seeing. Gamrot is probably just going to be that he's the bigger Merab, right? 1 weight class above. It's actually 2, but anyway, I love Gamrot. When he first came in the UFC, I picked him to beat Diego Ferreira, and that was 2 years ago, and he actually did. Knocked him out, which this guy is most definitely a grappler. He wants to get it to the ground and smother you and wear you out. Then he went on a decision victory over Arman Sarukian, who's fighting the number 1 ranked Charles Oliveira. He'll probably get a title shot next. Then he lost to Beneil Dariush, really couldn't get anything going, and now he split decision against Jalen Turner, and then fought Rafael Fiziev, and Rafael Fiziev had a freak injury, threw a body kick to Gamrot and popped his knee. So now he's taking on 39-year-old Rafael dos Anjos, withered. I don't think he's the same Rafael dos Anjos. He's fought everybody though, man. That's the thing. Like, he definitely has the experience, I would say, over Mateusz Gamrot. But then there again, Gamrot's 23-2. Like, there's no shy experience. I see a few people, their underdog picks of the week, Rafael dos Anjos. They think they'll be able to poke him on the outside. They think his striking's better than Gamrot, which it might be. And they'll say, well, what if he can't defend the takedowns and he's forced to strike? And people are saying that they could see Rafael dos Anjos winning a split decision. I saw somebody max bet's like $7,000. I saw somebody bet $1,000 on a split decision victory for Rafael dos Anjos. And then threw in his money line. So it's a money line at whatever it is, plus 380. And then it's like a plus 3,000, 30-1 odds, $1,000. Like, you do the math, that's a good chunk of change. And that's a bold better. So someone just picked Rafael dos Anjos at 39 years old to split decision victory against Gamrot. And it made me think, like, do I want to... I mean, Mateusz Gamrot, he's at such a chalky favorite in our books right now, minus 425. You don't even lay minus 425 in on him. You say Mateusz Gamrot by, I don't know, decision, which it probably would be a third round, go 3 rounds for a decision. But, I mean...
Would you like to come eat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. That's cool.
But it's like, that's a 3-round decision, which that'll probably happen. But I'm probably not even betting this fight. Maybe if I throw in like a $5 or $10 parlay, I'll put him in it and go a deep, 7 or 8 leg parlay, make it so it's plus money. But I'm staying away from getting any kind of money at a bet like this because I don't really know what's going to happen. I'm like 90% sure that Gamrot's going to win this fight and smother him, but I don't think he's going to finish him.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Dos Anjos, I don't know if he's got any more. I think Gamrot's just a little bit more going to outclass him. But I'm probably not going to bet on that one.
Yeah. Just had way too big of a favorite and everything, And then moving on to the next one, Caitlin, which it is Chukagian. It's her, she got married against Macy Barber. And I won't say much about this one either, no disrespect. I think Macy Barber will probably win this fight, but I don't trust her enough, especially against Caitlin Chukagian, who's going to have a reach advantage of, 3 inches, but she seems to stick out on the edge very well and defend takedowns. I'm not betting this fight, but for the show, I'll pick Macy Barber. How about you?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Macy Barber as well. Wisconsin. Might put her in something. I don't know yet.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. She's also 10 years younger. That could be like a really smart... See, I might have to just do better. Like, women's MMA is like probably easier to bet because you can kind of tell, I don't know, like who's on their uprise, who's on their decline, who needs to get better. Like, I think it just shows more. So maybe I'll have to look into something, but Macy Barber also, she went through Amanda Hebos, finished her actually, and then decisioning all these other girls. And what's her name here? Chukagian lost a decision against Manion Firat, who, she's a great fighter. She'll probably be a champ someday. And I don't know. It'll be a good fight. I'm staying away from it probably though. But for the show, Barber, me and you both. Alright, and then even crazier, this is a prelim fight. Curtis Blades versus Jailton Almeida. And I'm going to make this short and quick. And this is a statement for me, brother. I'm taking Curtis Blades by knockout or decision for sure. Give me that. Give me that. I'm calling it right now. This is probably my most confident fight of the night. Out of the 14 fights, I think I have the best read on this for sure. Hear me out on this, okay? So, Jailton Almeida, he's going to have a 1-inch reach disadvantage. He's going to be the significantly smaller guy. When I say that, I mean weight. Like, Curtis Blades is 265 of all of that. He might even weigh 266 on Friday. He's a big heavyweight, and he wears it well, and he's turned into a bit of a striker now. Predominantly wants to wrestle. That's where he wants to go, ground and pound you out. Very good at it. But, man, I just think Curtis Blades, he's going to stuff takedowns, and when he stuffs these takedowns, Jailton Almeida cannot stand with Curtis Blades. Absolutely not. He doesn't want to box anybody. Everyone knows what he's going to do. And yeah, he ragdolled Derek Lewis, but here's the thing, bro. Hear me out. Derek Lewis is not a wrestler, okay? Curtis Blades is a D2 or maybe D1 wrestler. No one wants to wrestle Curtis Blades, and Jailton Almeida is going to have to. We're going to see American wrestling outdo the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I think Curtis Blades knocks him out. Truthfully, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be throwing a prop in Curtis Blades by knockout, and then I'm gonna do another one, Curtis Blades by knockout or decision.
Ooh, I like that.
And last but not least, and then I want you to say what you want. I really do think we're gonna find out in the first round who's gonna win the fight. If it goes 3 rounds or decision or so, we're gonna find out in like the first 2 minutes because Jelton's gonna go for a takedown, and if Curtis stuffs like 2 to 3 takedowns right away in the first round, he's getting put out, dude. He's getting put out. That's all I'm saying. And we can circle back to this next week, and you can make fun of me. That's my statement of the show. Curtis Blades by knockout or decision.
Alright, I like that. Blades was happy this fight was on the prelim. He's like, I well, get it done, go back to the hotel, go to sleep. It's like, alright, I like that too. Get in there, just get the job done, kind of enjoy the rest of the night the way you want to. Some of the prediction comments had Almeida winning by a submission in round 2, so we'll see.
Really?
But yeah, I think Blades is going to look really good against the ground game as long as he can stuff, keep him away, work the jab. That should turn out pretty good.
Yeah.
I like your pick on it.
Alright, I like it. I like some every once in a while. It seems like me and you have been going the same picks on this card. We kind of have the same reads, which is, we don't always have that. It's definitely back and forth sometimes. So I'm glad we're agreeing on these. That, by the way, that's a prelim. Now we're just getting to the main card. Piotr Yan versus Yadong Song, which is Song Yadong, everyone calls him. Think about this, dude. From the prelim right there, Curtis Blades, Jelton Almeida, and then the rest of these fights, every one of these fights could be a main event on a fight night, and then like 5 out of the 6 could be a main event on a pay-per-view card. And we're getting all these. Great fight.
It's insane.
UFC 299. So, Piotr Yan versus Song Yadong. Another one that's really hard to call. There's a lot of fights on this card that are like pick'ems and very close and all that. But I have to say, a lot of people are going Song Yadong. And actually 61% are going Piotr Yan. And I'm edging that.
Give me that Yan.
I am too, dude. Thank you. So we're agreeing on this one. People are kind of writing Yang off, and it's like, they're like, oh, he's 1-4 in his last 5 fights. Well, disqualification to Aljamain Sterling, split loss to Aljamain, split loss to Sean O'Malley, and then the one fight 11 months ago he actually got beat up was Merab. But everyone's getting fucking beat up by Merab. Merab is the champion. If he fought Sean O'Malley, Sean's fucked. And he's staying away from him. But anyway, that's a different fight. Piotr Yan is coming in there looking for vengeance, and who better than Song Yadong, dude. Song Yadong is going to stay in the pocket, very good boxer. It's going to be a war. I think someone's probably getting finished. Really hard fight to pick on. I'll probably parlay it, maybe just straight up money line, because you're getting such good money on Piotr Yan at minus 140. But again, it's tough. Song Yadong hits so hard. He's a great boxer. I just think Piotr Yan's fought better guys. He's more experienced. I think he's a better boxer. Here's the thing though, he starts later. So in the first round, Piotr Yan starts late. It'll probably go to Song Yadong, and then he like downloads the fighter in the second round and third round, and he just dials you in and what you're missing on, and he hits, he executes. I'm gonna edge out Piotr Yan, TKO or decision. How about you?
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna go straight up Peter Yan, probably mix him in on a parlay. Yeah, unless he's changed something that we don't know about, with like his coaching staff or the way he's been training, I think he should win this one straight outright. So I'm just gonna Peter.
Awesome.
Right now, so it's got him minus 120, and then get on. So it's just so be interested to see how that changes as we get closer.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great fight. Moving on to the next fight. Gilbert Burns versus Jack Della Maddalena. Great fight. 37-year-old Gilbert Burns fighting 27-year-old, 10 years younger Della Maddalena. And started at a minus 125 favorite for Jack, plus 105 Gilbert. Now it's shot up to like a minus 170 for Jack Maddalena. And I gotta say, man, hear me out. I agree that Jack Della Maddalena's stand-up is probably a little better than Gilbert right now in his career. And I'm saying a little bit because Gilbert went 3 full rounds with Khamzat Chimaev, and I thought he beat Khamzat. I think Khamzat hits way harder than Jack Della Maddalena. And Gilbert Burns took Khamzat down. Way better grappling than Jack Della Maddalena. The key to victory for Gilbert Burns is taking it to the ground and wearing on him and beating him up and submitting him, right?
Yeah.
Give me Gilbert Burns here, dude. As an underdog fighting a not super bona fide UFC battle-tested Maddalena. Maddalena's got that broken nose. Gilbert can hit that and cause problems. Like, Gilbert hits harder than people think. Like, he don't really get the credit all the time for how hard he hits. In the last few years of who he's been fighting, Bilal Muhammad, Jorge Masvidal, Neil Magny, Khamzat Chimaev, Stephen Thompson, Kamaru Usman for the title. Like, dude, Jack Maddalena went split decision with Kevin Holland. If Gilbert Burns fought Kevin Holland, he'd mollywop him. I don't know, man. I'm probably taking plus money and putting him in a parlay or maybe just straight up money line. Like, this card, dude, I'm either going to lose money or I'm going to make a lot of money because I'm throwing my money where my mouth is. I'm betting some money, dude. I'm out. This is these cards, like, bro, February 14th or whatever it was, $298. Vera Poirier and all that, I won $2,200 when they had these pay-per-view cards where you know the fighters and you have really good reads on them. I feel like that's when you have your best shots to make that money. I think Gilbert Burns beats him, man. How about you?
I like it. You're reinforcing my thoughts more and more, so I'm liking it. I was kind of edging towards Burns, and I was like, do I bet on this one? Do I not? Do I just enjoy it? I don't know. But now that you're saying that, I think I'm going to go with Burns even a little bit more. Might put him in on something. Still don't know yet. I'll have to finalize my bets and send that to you, and then you can post it or something like that. I will have to watch him. But that, poor Jack guy, he just fell out of a witcher in every branch on the way down, dude. That nose just got every branch on the way down.
Dude, it's like flat. I don't know if you've ever seen it from the side at UFC Embedded. It's like flat.
Yeah.
It's busted the fuck up, dude. All I gotta say, dude, with this fight, Gilbert Burns has the clear-cut edge path to victory, which is taking him down and using his world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, it's world-class. And without further ado, this is my underdog pick on the card. Gilbert Burns. Absolutely, dude. Between Pedro Munoz, or excuse me, is Michael Olechek an underdog? Yeah, he's a plus 120 underdog. It's Michael Olechuk or Gilbert Burns, and when I really dig deep in those fights, Michael Olechuk is 29 years old looking for fucking gold, and Gilbert Burns is 37. I'll get back to you on that, but between those two, those are my favorite underdogs on this card, dude. Absolutely. Because Gilbert Burns, once again, is getting put at an underdog. He was an underdog against Stephen Thompson. Stephen Thompson is leaps and bounds better striker than Jack Della Maddalena. And I think his takedown defense is good too. And Gilbert just put him down and does what he does best. Like, Jack Della Maddalena better be practicing and stuffing a lot of takedowns this last few months because it's what he's going to have to do, dude. This is another fight I firmly believe in. We're going to know the trajectory in the first 3 minutes of the first round. 4 minutes in the first round. Like, if Gilbert's getting takedowns and just holding them there, like, we're going to see it again the next round. Like, Jack's going to have to put the pressure on him early because you don't want Gilbert Burns getting you down. You're screwed. All right, moving on to the next fight. Kevin Holland versus Michael Venom Page. Bellator used to be. Interesting fight, dude. I don't have a great read on this fight. I think it's going to be like a showman fight. Kevin Holland just goes in there and wants to put on a show for the crowd. Personally, he doesn't really care if he wins or loses. He fought Stephen Thompson, and Stephen Thompson, he should have won that fight and like let him up, and then they continued to box and he got outboxed. I don't know, dude. I'm not betting this fight at all. I'm just gonna enjoy it. But if I were to have to pick it, I'm gonna pick the 5 years younger Kevin Holland. Who do you got?
Yeah, I mean, we've all seen the videos of MVP things over in London or the part from. Super flashy. This is going to be a very entertaining fight, so I'm ready to these guys do their kind of back and forth this championship. But I think the Texas boy, Holland, he's been here before. He's been on the UFC lights, all kind of new MVP, and I think maybe that hype might kind of get to him. So I am going to take Holland. I'm just going to take Holland.
All right, I love it. Is your mic too like out here, Dill? Is that what you're talking in? If you can bring it in a little bit.
Yeah, I can bring it in.
Yeah, just a little bit. That'll be better. Thank you. It could be my mic too, since I changed them to these little buds in my ear. I don't know. But yeah, dude, I agree. It's just gonna be one we're gonna sit back and enjoy for sure, and watch it. Not like my favorite fight. I wish Gilbert Burns and Della Maddalena were probably moved up in front of them, but they're not. Or Piotr Jan. I mean, they want to start off a banger for the main card, so everyone buys it,
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. Moving on to the co-main event, though, dude. Dustin Diamond Poirier versus Benoit Saint Denis. This is gonna be a really good fight, dude. This one's really tough for me to gauge. I mean, I had a firm pick that I was going to pick Dustin Poirier because he's being just downright disrespected. This guy's fought everybody in the lightweight division. He's knocked out Conor McGregor. He went to war with Dan Hooker. All that good stuff. And I don't know. It's just one of those things, dude. It's like the UFC newcomer where they want to shoot him to a lightweight contender spot, contention to get the belt. And the best way of path is to give him a Dustin Poirier who's fought everybody, and he's 35 years old, and he's slowly heading on his way out the door. He just got knocked out by Justin Gaethje how long ago? 7 months ago. That's better than Volk's 4 months ago when he got knocked out by Islam and then just fought Ilya. So 7 months is better. Here's my thing. Benoit Saint Denis, I have to say, I'm not overly impressed with how much he exerts himself to go for the finish, and he gasses, dude, a little bit. And he gets a little sloppy. He wants to just barrage you with punches and forgets, people counter. Dustin Poirier has such good head work and boxing in the pocket, and when he counters you, dude, he hits hard as fuck. I just think Benoit Saint Denis, if he throws everything he's got in the first round and second round and they make it to the third somehow, Dustin Poirier. Oh, and by the way, this fight is a 5-round fight. They made this valid months ago. This fight is a 5-round fight. So yeah, even though it's our co-main and it's not for a belt, we get 5 rounds of this. And in my opinion, that really helps out Dustin Poirier to go to a 5-round fight because he's been there. He's got the better gas tank, and he's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Everyone's saying how good Benoit Saint Denis' Jiu-Jitsu is, and he's going to take him down and submit him just like Charles Oliveira did. I'm like, he's grappling in Jiu-Jitsu is not as good as Charles Oliveira's. There's no way. Islam, no. Like, Dustin's fought the literal champions. I don't think he's going to get mollywopped. It's so hard for me to tour on this one, but I should be saying Benoit Saint Denis. I mean, look at what he's been doing. But, he knocked out Matt Frivol, Thiago Moises, Gabriel Miranda, don't even know him. Nikolai Stoltz, don't even know him. But it's like, his last 5 fights, he's knocked everyone out. It's like, that's great. But Dustin Poirier has been fighting all these dogs for so long. Yeah, he's been through some wars, so it's tough because Dustin Poirier is the better fighter. He's been in a lot of wars. He could be a little weathered. Benoit Saint-Denis can knock out anybody. I don't know, dude. This is a really tough one, but I'm just going to slightly edge it out to Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, I like that. Dustin's actually going to be my dog of the card. I'm going to take him.
I like it.
For the site we use, they have him at plus 175 right now, and then Benoit Saint-Denis is at minus 215. So I think actually right when we're done with this, I'm going to go claim that right away. I mean, I really like Benoit. I mean, his name's the God of War. The dude is made from war. If they ever made like a God of War, actual realistic movie, I think they should have him play that character. Like, the dude growing up wanted to be a knight as a kid and went and served in special forces. And he was just bad to the bone, but that was the time where he's my dog. Like, I've been a fan of his. I think I always goes down in my book Hall of Fame.
Hell yeah. I like that a lot, dude. See, and then that like reiterates and makes me feel better about picking Dustin, because that's going to be your dog of the week. Like, people are very high on Benoit Saint-Denis, though, and it's like, I get it. The guy's got really good power. He's got good submission game, but look who he's fighting too. We just seen it in Jairzinho Rozenstruik fought the way better UFC competition. He was a decent underdog against a UFC newcomer that hadn't really fought anyone super well, and guess what happened? He got the shit kicked out of him for literally 3 rounds. Maybe 1 round he won. Maybe. He got beat up to the point where he didn't want to fight anymore, dude. I don't see Benoit Saint-Denis not wanting to fight anymore. Of course he's going to come forward. Everything you said, he's special forces. This guy's going to come forward. Not too worried. He's going to throw caution to the wind. He'll take one to give one to Dustin. But I just think, man, Dustin is not one of those guys either that's going to just give up. He never does. And when you get hit by Dustin's left hand, I mean, who knocks out Conor McGregor? Nobody. But Dustin. Dustin's the only one. And then there was some other stat I saw. Dustin Poirier is the only fighter to ever finish Max Holloway. Like, there's levels to this, dude. And
who goes to war with Gaethje and just stands there in the middle of the ring and just throws.
Yeah, absolutely. He beat Gaethje early in his career, then now he just lost to Gaethje. So it makes you wonder too. But I like that.
Yeah, he's getting old. He's 35.
But
I'm taking him.
I like it, dude. No, I'm on your side. We're both picking Dustin. That's awesome. And then to the main event title fight, Sean O'Malley versus Marlon Vera 2. This fight already happened. Marlon Vera won, we all know. Crazy kick on the perennial nerve. Sean O'Malley went down.
We all know. Sean doesn't.
Huh?
Said we all know that, but Sean doesn't. Sean still does. He's undefeated. Mentally, he's undefeated.
Yeah.
Remember, he puts up that 0.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that shit's hilarious. You know, he's good at those mental games. And you take a look at the record, 17-1 against Cheetos, 23-8. Sean's only loss is to Marlon Vera, that weird accident. But then while Sean was down, he got hit with some elbows, dude. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
Marlon hit him with some elbows. And
yeah,
I hate to say it too, man. If I muster up the strength to do it, I like both these guys. I probably won't even bet this fight because I might just be one of those things where I bet on the rest of the card and it doesn't have to dictate the main event to where I can ruin my evening. I probably will parlay this somehow in like a $10, $5 decent sized parlay and take Sean O'Malley. But Marlon Vera, dude, he's that guy that can spoil your whole parlays too. Like I honestly, I wish I had the receipts and screenshots. I picked Marlon Vera to beat Sean O'Malley early into my little betting career here. Not betting career, but first predictions. Like, when did they last fight here? 2020. It was 4 years ago when I first got in this. I won like $200 that night for a little parlay, and I thought it was so fun. Now we're out here hitting $2,200 parlays. Like, now we're getting knowledgeable, and who we're picking. And one of these, I don't know about you though, dude. This fight, both of these guys are coming back to win this fight. Like Sean wants that nullified off his record, and Marlon Vera's always game. Marlon Vera, in my opinion, I'm gonna say right now, best chin in UFC history. This guy doesn't get finished. 8 knockouts, 0 finish by knockouts, never been knocked out, never been submitted, never been finished. Okay, no one's ever finished Marlon Vera. All of them go by decision as of Corey Sandhagen, Jose Aldo, Song Yadong, and like I personally think Corey Sandhagen beats Sean O'Malley. Jose Aldo 4 years ago would have beat Sean O'Malley, and Song Yadong, whatever. But all I'm saying, dude, I'm probably not gonna be betting this fight because I just want to enjoy it. Because I could see. Here's the thing, Sean O'Malley probably not gonna knock him out. That's his way to victory. If he knocks out Marlon Vera, Sean O'Malley's like very hard hitting dude. Like very hard. For how lengthy and skinny he looks, like that guy has just like a literally just godlike power. God's like, alright, I'm just gonna give you this power, because that you don't develop that. You can't work out and get knockout power like that. You just get it. I don't think he's gonna knock out Marlon Vera, and I could honestly see Marlon Vera. I know he's the better fighter as it goes, and it's going to be 5-round, 4-round war. You could see Marlon Vera, dude, like chewing up his legs and maybe grappling him and just like edging out a decision. I really could. I don't know. But
Yeah, I can see this one going both ways too. I mean, I didn't see Aljo. I didn't see that fight going that way at all.
yeah,
So
totally right, bro. I'm right
we'll
there with
see.
you. Like,
It's definitely going to be a sugar show down in Miami. He's going to be wearing the pink trunk. I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
yeah. And I like him too. I'm not hating on Sean. And you're totally right. I didn't see him knocking out or beating Petr Yan, knocking out Aljamain Sterling. Like, this dude's doing a lot of stuff. And here's my thing too. When he beat up that Chris Mutiano guy that stepped in on short notice, Chris Mutiano's got a chin on him. But here's the telltale key too, though. If Marlon Vera puts Sean on his back foot and chases him around like that and hits him with bombs and keeps pressure on him, Sean doesn't really like that dude. And he was huffing and puffing for 3 rounds. He fought that Chris guy and gave him everything he had, and he didn't get knocked out. Marlon Vera is like that Chris guy, but way more technical, powerful, better fighter. But he's got that rock solid chin. Like, you're not gonna put him out. So it all comes down to how bad Marlon Vera wants that fucking belt wrapped around his waist, because he could really upset Sean O'Malley and take that belt and stir up the bantamweight division a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting.
It's gonna be a great fight, dude. And I personally think Sean O'Malley calls out like Ilya. If Sean wins, he's calling out like Ilya Poirier, or directing his fighting news whereabouts elsewhere from Merab Dashvili, because Merab would mop the floor and become the champion.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, right now Merab should have gold wrapped around his waist. Everything that he's been doing, mop the floor with Petr Yan, mop the floor with Henry Cejudo. That guy's impressive. I think he'll be the champ someday. I wish I could put down a future bet like Merab 2025 bantamweight champion. Because there are sports books that do future champ picks. I put down like $400 right now on it, straight up. But alright, guys, everyone tuning in, that's our picks. Friday evening, I'm going to make all my parlays when all the props come out on Friday morning. Get home from work on Friday evening, make all my picks, and then I'll upload them Friday night, and you do the same whenever you want. Thursday, the main card on Thursday, they'll have all the props, but I like to do, there's a lot of fights that I think I have decent reads on, so I'll put my picks up here Friday night, and if you send me yours, I'll put them in mine too, bro.
Cool.
Alright, thanks for everyone watching. Like, subscribe, comment, do your thing. Peace.